pressure on OKC.
Hey, let's continue talking NBA with our next guest here on the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports 1140.
My vet.
Yeah, they call him the big dog.
My vet.
16-year NBA vet. Antoine Carr. What's up, Twan? You on with Drapes? We got the high flyer here too, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Good. This is like a family reunion out here with y'all two dudes.
Yes, sir.
High flyer.
What's up, baby?
I'm gonna give you the first word. What was Antoine like as the vet?
You know what, man? It was funny because Antoine got traded to us mid-season. And when Twan came in, man, I mean, he just brought a different dynamic. I always say this, and I'm gonna let Antoine talk on this himself. You know, Twan was our power forward, and I always tell people when we talk about Draymond Green and some of the antics that he get away with, I'm like, bro, let me tell you something. I like Draymond Green's game and I respect it. I say, but back in the 80s, he wouldn't want to see a young Antoine Carr at the 4 position. It just wouldn't have worked well for him.
Yeah, that might not ended too well.
Big dog,
He a tough boy, but I don't know. Well, back in them days, everybody was tough on the floor. So,
hey,
coming
man.
in there, a different story.
Let me ask you, though, about that first trip here to Sacramento. You get traded from Atlanta, come to Sacramento. You know, when you look at the numbers, you had an immediate impact. You had arguably one of the best seasons of a player in Sacramento Kings history. What was that like for you, just going from Atlanta to Sacramento?
Oh, it was great for me. It gave me a chance to get out there and do things I knew I could do all along. Unfortunately, at the time, I was playing behind Dominique and a couple other guys, Kevin Willis, my boys over there. And they just didn't see the same thing I saw. So when I came to Sacramento, it was time to let them know. And, of course, we had Dick Motta out there, so he don't play around. You open, you better shoot that rock.
It was a situation to where, I was a young boy. So when Twan came and he brought a lot of professionalism, we knew he had played in Indiana and he had played with a lot of great players. But the thing about it is that, Antoine worked hard, bro. I mean, when you talk about big dog being there, he was that guy, man. And then, if we ever got into it to where we needed somebody to protect us, he was that dude. He wouldn't let nothing happen to you.
Oh, you can't touch my boys now. That's out. On any team I ever play on, you don't touch my guys.
Antoine Carr. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I worked hard because I had a guy that was messing with me all the time named Al. I don't know if you remember Al Biancani.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was my guy. Man, he used to get on my behind, have me out there going. And remember, he used to talk about the pink panties. If you didn't come to work, you had to wear them. So, that's what one of our things was, is, you came in to work. If you didn't, hey, we're going to embarrass you. We'll let you know.
Now, Twan, were you on the squad? Because you talk about Dick Motta. Dick Motta was something special. And I think you were here at the time. We had just came off the road and we had a hard time on the road. We had lost a couple of games. And you know how Dick used to call us up at the center court before practice? He pulled us up in the center and he looked around and said, "Oh hell, y'all ain't gonna get no better. Everybody go home."
Yeah, we had a little tough time at home. We tough. On the road, yeah, it was ugly.
Hey, Twan,
very, very ugly.
Let me ask you about that, man, because I'm looking at the teams you played on in Sacramento, and the wins didn't come, but some of the names jump out. Danny Ainge, Vinny Del Negro, you played with. Kenny Smith, Wayman Tisdale, rest in peace. Y'all had some talent. Why didn't it solidify and click, you think?
Well, it was a lot of things going on at the time. I mean, you had different owners taking over. You had different presidents coming in. You had all kinds of things starting to pop off. And, I don't think we had enough time together. is my biggest thing. You know, I just looked at when we had all the young guys coming in, you know, Dwayne Coswell, Simmons, all those guys. You know, it was just a matter of us coming together and staying together for a minute, and they never let us do that.
Twan, one of the things that we've heard around here is you played so well and you were too good that the Kings were trying to tank. They had to get rid of you super quick, get rid of you super fast, and you head over to the Spurs. What was that like transforming in from the Kings to the Spurs? And of course, it's a business, but was your heart still in Sacramento?
Tell you the truth, I was a little bit hurt by that. You know, at the time, I thought I was playing well. Me and the guys were working out, and it just sat with me wrong, especially how they traded me. You know, it wasn't like they called me up and said, "Hey, Antoine, we're thinking about." They just did it.
And you know, Twan, the one thing that you brought to is that, you know, we think about way back in those days, you and Karl Malone at that particular time was probably two of the best mid-range jump shooting power forwards we had seen in a long time, because you could step out from the box and knock down that jump shot.
Oh, yeah. I had a little skill, just a little bit.
We got the big dog, Antoine Carr, joining us here on The Drive, guys. Twan, I'm looking at, you know, just and reflecting on some of the players you play with, obviously Dominique, Stockton, and Malone. Can you just speak to that era of basketball and the stars on those teams? You know, a lot of talk now about ring culture and everything like that. And LeBron said the other day, you can't tell me the Iversons, the Malones, the Stocktons, you know, of the world, the Dominiques of the world weren't great. What was it like during that era? And why do you think ring culture is what it is right now?
Oh, well, you know, the guys didn't take the pride that we took. You know, we looked at things just a little bit different. You know, I wasn't going to be friends with you if we're not teammates. You know, we're coming at you every day. So that's. I mean, it's a little bit different now. You know, they team up. You know, go out and do their little parties and whatever, and yeah.
But see,
yeah,
Twan,
it's a little different.
Twan, they don't understand how. Like I said, we all had friends on different teams, but while we were competing, there was no friendship like that. And it wasn't a sentiment of, okay, we're going to get together and we're going to build this super team and play for a championship. It was all about, no, this is my team. And if we bring some players here, cool, but I'm about to do what I got to do for this team here.
Right. Well, that was the standard procedure on every team. You know, I got boys, Sean Kemp. But when me and Sean butt head on the court, you see how it came out. We go at it. And matter of fact, I got dunked on one time because of that.
By Sean?
Oh, yeah, Sean. Yeah, he gave it to me good. You know, you can see it on YouTube every now and then.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay.
Of course, I've been trying to get it off for years.
Joined by Antoine Carr, the big dog. Twan, I want to ask you about the nickname, the big dog. Yours is DAWG, and then you had Glenn Robinson, who followed the big dog. I don't want to start no beef or anything, but did you see? And Glenn Robinson was a hell of a ball player, but have you ever thought about, like, man, this dude tried to steal my nickname, or somebody gave him my nickname, or did you see it as, you know, someone following in your footsteps who was a hell of a player?
Oh, well, he's a hell of a player, a young guy, and, you know, there's big difference between DOG and DAWG.
Ooh, okay.
As DAWG, we may not get a bunch of shine, but you can guarantee if you jump in that ring with us, that's your.
I keep telling y'all.
You know, with the DOG, that's more of a, you get in front of the crowd, you prance around, you run around the circle a little bit, you win a trophy or something, and then you go home.
Twan, I keep telling them, baby, they don't understand. Every time we talk about it, I'm like, hey, if Antoine Carr was there, it was going to be a different situation, man. Because I'd have been out with this dude plenty of times. It's going to be a different story.
Yeah, I believe in protecting mine. That's the way I've always been.
Hey, Twan, do you feel like that side of basketball is missing? Though that, like you were talking about, nowadays everybody's buddy. Like it seems like it's affected the competitiveness out there, the spirit of competition out there. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's a different style, Back then you couldn't get away with the ballet moves that they're using now. What
that
gather,
Euro step they call it now and everything like
yeah, the gather and the offensive push that you can get away with now. Of course, back then only Jordan could get away with that. But
ouch.
I'm kidding. That's my boy.
Hey, let me ask you this, Twan. Think about this now. We played in the exact same era, and I watch these dudes now. They come in the middle, and they got this floater shot that they put up to the rim. Wasn't no floating back in our day at all.
Well, you can try to float it. You got guys like Dominique and those guys going up 46, 48 inches. So you want to try to lay something up, go right ahead.
Hey, Twan,
getting in the paint, though, you got to remember, getting in the paint was way tougher.
Twan, I found that Sean Kemp dunk. We ain't got to talk about that. All I know is you turned to the ref and signaled that he held you off with the off arm, like he pushed off. But I didn't see that, Twan. I'm just saying.
He my dog. He threw it off a little bit, but, he did get me. He did get me. I'll give him that.
Hey, but I'm looking at this mix of some of your highlights, man, and I want to ask you about this play, and I urge people to go out there and check out our guy, Big Dog Antoine Carr, some of his highlights on YouTube. You get the rebound and push it full court and dunk on the Celtics. You remember that one?
Yeah.
What was that one like for you? Tell me about that play.
Well, I'm going to give you a little story on that one, if we got time.
Yeah.
I had a guy named Larry Bird kind of talking stuff to me.
Oh, you dunked on Bird there too, yeah.
And I came in, and he looked at me like, well, young fella, you into trouble tonight. I was coming in from Italy. I'm like, what? You obviously don't know who I am, bro. So when I did that, I took off and dunked on once. I did it another time, dunked on him again. That's why I should have shut up. Because then he proceeded to give me like 25, 26 real quick.
I'm telling you, man, that Larry Bird story, man, Twan, they don't understand how much trash Larry would talk to your face.
Oh, he talks so much stuff, he'll make your teammates laugh.
Dang.
He did that to us in New Orleans.
Were you on the bench during that game? Or were you in the game then? Like the one where he hit the shot?
Yeah, we ain't going to talk about that one.
Okay. What he gave 60 that game, right?
Yeah.
My bad, Twan. I'm not laughing at you, man. I'm laughing with you right now. We all
yeah, I got
we family here.
It's okay. Both of my sons sit up there and say, "Pops, what? How? What? Why?" And I say, "Well, son, that's one of those times you learn. Sometimes you just shut up. Don't talk."
Hey, and Larry Bird, a bad man. I'm telling you.
Oh, trust me. I hit him that game and knocked him into the stands. He hit them but bottom of the net. I had to go over there and lift him up and say, hey, you a bad boy.
Let me ask you this, Twan. You, I mentioned played with Stockton and Malone. Just how good was that duo? And do you think despite not winning a ring, obviously MJ years and everything like that, you think that Utah era team has been overlooked a little bit among the great teams?
I definitely think we were overlooked. We gave a great battle to those guys, and they couldn't let us win it. They had to have Jordan going out properly, especially when the push off happened.
Let's talk about that. Should that have been called? Where's the challenge flag at for that one?
Well, I definitely would have had to do the replay because he kind of tapped my boy on the behind as he was reaching just a little bit,
Now, Twan, I want to ask you this, especially like those 2 years. I honestly think if it wasn't for Jordan, Utah would have had 2 because y'all was the best team. Playing at that particular point, you guys with the 1-2 duo with Stockton and everybody, y'all couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, we just made a few mistakes on the defensive end. We should have changed up a little bit, and maybe on the offense when Pippen was hurting a little bit, we should have attacked him more. So, it's just small things that you see now that maybe the coach didn't see then. Because me personally, I'd have got on the post and whoever he was guarding, if he was guarding me, it would have been hamburger.
Mincemeat out there, right?
And Pip is my boy because he's a hell of a defensive player. But me and him down on that post,
Shout out to the big dog, man. We appreciate it, man. You are welcome anytime.
Anytime.
Kings legend Antoine Carr. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on the Drive Guys today.
Oh, anytime. I appreciate you guys looking me up.
Hey, big dog, holla at your boy, man. You got the digits.
All right. Well, I will definitely do that.
All right.
Y'all got the digits. Y'all know how to call me too, because sometimes I'm in the construction field, so I get out in them fields and get to rolling, and I might forget everything for about a half a minute.
All right. We appreciate you, big dog, man. We'll check out with you again.
All right, brother. Much love to everybody.
All right, Antoine Carr joining the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports 1140. Coming up next, we want to talk about our top 5 R&B singers of all time. All time. Ooh,
I want to see this list here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be back here on the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports 1140.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro.